Right, it's been a busy period for Anil Kumble. He's been out shopping a little bit as the newly appointed coach of the Kings 11 Punjab. Big picture first, you spent a lot of money on the day. Happy with how it's ended, Anil, with the balance of the squad?
Yeah, pretty happy, Gaurav. We went out targeting a few players and then we got all of them. Yes, there were. We certainly wanted Pat Cummins in the mix, but then once he crossed that double-digit mark, I felt it was not us who will eventually get him. So, but overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the balance of the squad. We have backups as well, which is really good, and some experience in the bowling unit as well. So overall, very happy with the way things went at the auction.
Yes, Anil will be returning to the role of coach, and he's bought 9 players, have the Kings 11 at this auction. But the one big talking point was Glen Maxwell. Yes, he's a player of great ability, no questions about that, Anil. But your critics will say this is a guy who's never really got it together in the IPL. He's had snatches of good performances. To pay that kind of money for him, do you expect, are you taking a risk, or do you expect value for money from Glen Maxwell?
No, I think in these short auctions, when you're looking for these key personnel, it's never easy to match the value that you're going to put in terms of money to the player. So even for a Pat Cummins, if you look at the number and Chris Morris, Nathan Coulter-Nile. So in these smaller auctions, it's very difficult to put the exact value for that particular player. But for us, I think we were looking for someone in the middle order to be really explosive, to be destructive, and that's why we went for Glen Maxwell. Glen Maxwell has performed for Kings 11 in the past, and this year, let's remember that it's the World Cup year. So with World Cup in October, with the IPL in April, we certainly believe that we can look forward to Maxi's special. And that's the reason we went after someone like Glen Maxwell.
What's your philosophy, Anil, with someone like a Glen Maxwell? Appears to be someone who's a bit of a free spirit, likes to just go out there and play with a certain amount of freedom. Is he the kind of player that you would look at coaching a lot, or is he the kind of player that you would like to just leave alone and to just do his thing?
No, I think you'll have to assess the situation as well and just leave him alone in situations where you believe that he just needs to go out there and bat freely. You need to probably send him in situations where the situation dictates that kind of freedom to the batsman rather than the other way around. So you want him to play the way he naturally plays. And I've known him much before he made his debut for Australia. So that's the comfort that I have with someone like Glen Maxwell. I've worked with him when I was a part of the Mumbai Indians. So yes, having that knowledge of Glen Maxwell prior to this experience. So I don't see any issues with Glen. And the other advantage with Maxi is that he's a fantastic fielder, and he also can give you a couple of overs with his off spin. So overall, he's a fantastic T20 package for us, and that's the reason we wanted someone like Maxi, because I believe that in T20 cricket, you need to give all options, more than 5 options in the bowling department for the captain to choose. And that's one of the reasons why we went for a Glen Maxwell.